This video is sponsored by mmosite.com.
Hello everyone and welcome on my channel. Before we start, let me introduce myself to the newcomers. I am Critical and I own an Italian YouTube gaming channel. This is my first video in English, so please forgive me for my bad accents and pronounces. Now, being this my very first video on mmosite.com, I have decided to make it on the reasons why Warframe is one of the best free-to-plays actually available. Reason number 1. Obviously, it is a free-to-play, which means that you don't have to pay to play the game. As we all know, when someone talks about a free-to-play, usually thinks that it is also a pay-to-win. The main reason is that the developers must sustain their expenses to maintain their game servers and their update contents. So, if the players don't pay to download and play the game, they need to find money elsewhere. This is the part where developers must choose if their game will be a free-to-play or a pay-to-win. Because if they put some free content, they need to decide if that specific content will have a real impact on the gameplay itself or not. When I think about a pay-to-win, I usually think of Warrock. You don't have to pay to play, but if you pay the in-game content, you can take more powerful guns with higher accuracy, higher damage, you can purchase medkits to heal your wounds, armors to resist to the enemy bullets for a longer period, and so on and so on. So, we can talk about a pay-to-win when the money spent from the players actually destroys the gameplay for the people who want to play for free, as the goddamn name suggests. Now, Warframe has in-game content which can be obtained by paying too. So, why should be different from the others pay-to-win? There are two main reasons. The first one is that Warframe is mainly a cooperative game, which means that fighting with other players and not against them makes almost totally useless to buy things to pound them down. I mean, the game provides a PvP mode called Conclave, but usually only brainless people buy weapons to easy win the PvP mode, as the main fun of this game is the co-op mode. So, buying a better equipment instead of dropping it in the game makes a nonsense, as your main advantage is going to be against the computer-controlled enemies. If you think it is worth enough, go ahead, no problem. But let me remind you that the selected equipment and the installed mods over it makes you reach a fighting level called Conclave Points, which provides to match you with players with similar values when you search a PvP mod game. So you can take whatever you want, but if you don't know how to play this game, your ass is gonna get wrecked hardly. The second reason is that you cannot use a weapon if you don't reach the right mastery rank. So, you can try to buy whatever the hell you want, but if you don't level up, you will never use it. Let me give you an example. You start the game and your mastery rank is 1. You see this cool guy with a dragon Nikana. He has beaten his ass for like 200 hours to reach the mastery rank 8, and tons of materials, credits, and time to level up. But you don't know it, of course. So, you find out the name of the weapon, you find it in the game shop, and pay platinums to buy it, and then it seems you got a problem, mate. You cannot buy it because you don't have the right mastery rank. And this is just one of the points that I want you to understand. There are lots of contents that you can't buy, even using platinums. The syndicate weapons or special weapons dropped in extremely rare situations, like when you kill the stalker, are not available in the shop. Warframe lets you buy every content of the game. Weapons, warframes, companions, keys, equipments, gears, but there are just a few things that you can only get through a platinum transaction. The cosmetics. Yeah, you heard well. Every single content can be obtained through play, as a reward or finding the right materials to build it. Of course, it requires time, a lot of time in some cases, but if you want, you can literally possess every weapon or warframe without spending your money. And the cosmetics never affect the gameplay, so you just cannot take any advantage from spending your platinums on them. Well, with the exception of being too cool, of course. I know what you're thinking. If I have to spend tons of hours just to find something, I prefer to pay. You got a good point. I had thoughts like this too. But how many things can you take this way? I mean, the point is, as long as you like the game, you won't make any objections about how much time you have to play it to get what you're looking for. But if you start thinking about, oh god, I don't have all this time to spend to get this stupid weapon, then just turn off the game and get the fuck out, for God's sake. One last thing about the in-game currency. Platinums cannot be earned by playing, of course, but you can trade them. And this means that you can actually sell rare blueprints and mods to the other players for platinums, to get them without spending your real money. So, if you want to buy things with platinums instead of finding them playing, you can also try to sell your rare things to collect a high amount of platinums for free, and then use them to get what you're looking for. And I think this is just awesome. The second reason which makes Warframe a big beast is that Digital Extremes constantly works his ass off to introduce new contents and features. The game has started more than 3 years ago as an open beta cooperative MMOTPS. If you compare today's Warframe to the first versions, you will notice that DE has changed almost everything. It's better, faster, easy and complex at the same time, accessible to every player around the world on all the best platforms, PS4, Xbox One and PC, and it keeps changing week by week. Every day comes a new hotfix to change little things, and a new massive update comes out about every 2 months. And when I say massive, I mean like 4 GB of fixes, graphic improvements, modifications to the user interface, balancing, new weapons, warframes, companions, equipments, game modes and quests. And if you think these DLCs are only available opening your wallets, well, maybe you didn't understand what DE meant when they said ninjas play free. And now, last but not least, let's take a look to the third reason, the gameplay. Warframe lets the player take control over every situation the way they want it. You can prepare different equipments to face missions in stealth mode, or you can do it badass style, making your way through the enemies, piecing lead from your weapons, or annihilating every hindrance with your Warframe skills. There are elemental based Warframes which control the powers of ice like Frost, or water like Hydroid, or the electricity like Mag. And others gain power from their melee weapons like Excalibur and Ash. There are tanks like Rhino or healers like Oberon. There is almost every kind of weapon, from the classic rifles to more complex fusions of different weapons, from the sniper rifles to the bows, from the shotguns to the flak cannons, from the flamethrowers to the grenade launchers. You can repeatedly stab your enemies with knives, or cut them in pieces with double blades, or you can pound them with powerful hammers, or maybe you can punch them Okuto style if you prefer. There are tons of enemies to deal with, and lots of game modes to play, each with its own rewards and goals. Most of them are never-ending modes, where the longer you play, the higher is the reward you take when you successfully leave. The freedom to combine a Warframe with certain weapons and companions, installing the right power-ups called mods, to face a mission, and only change your Warframe or maybe a specific weapon to approach another mission in a different way, it's priceless. You can choose your main styles, prepare your arsenal, and then change the things that you want to bring with you at the moment, anytime before you start the game. There's not a perfect Warframe, there are not perfect weapons, there are just situations, equipments, and players who must know when and where something is useful or not. Before I leave, let me tell you one last thing. Another reason why Warframe should be better considered in the gaming world is the community. Players always help each other, and flame is not admitted. Cooperation is not only a slogan, it's one of the engines that keeps this game alive. So, these are the reasons why I suggest you to play Warframe at least a few hours. Give it a try, and you won't regret it. To download the game, you can click on the link I left in the description. If you liked the video, please let me know with leaving a like and a comment below. If you didn't subscribe yet, do it now, share the video if you want, and we'll see as always in the next one.